today?
Nope.
Oh,
We get started tomorrow. I want us to think about independent and dependent variables. Okay, so you guys may have heard these terms before. Alright? You probably have heard these terms before. We talked about them last year in our Algebra 1 class. So, what is an independent variable?
something that doesn't depend
Something that
on
depends.
manipulated.
Oh, hold on a sec.
I have a question to this. I was just in the second
It's manipulated.
I know what it is. Okay. It's you gotta pick one at a time. Independent variable, what is it? Christian or Kevin?
Manipulated.
Manipulated, what does that mean?
Control. Altered.
Changed?
Altered.
Altered? David?
Yeah.
You gonna say something? No? Okay. Summer.
The one factor that is intentionally changed by the experimenters.
Okay, so that's your sciencey one, right?
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Alright. Now a lot of times students say the independent variable is the one that changes, right?
Yeah.
Could you guys take what Summer just read was that the independent variable is the one that's intentionally changed by the experimenter. Right? Could you guys then shorten it up and say it's the one that changes?
Yeah.
Do you think students often say that? Well, let me show you something real quick. If I look at this table, is one variable changing or both variables changing?
One.
Both are changing. Right? Yes, Christine. What? Yeah, 1 second. So, by just saying independent is the one that changes, you're missing the point here. Because they're both changing. You're confusing yourselves. Right? This is a table for the equation y equals 2x. Right? So, like what Summer said, the independent variable is the variable that we intentionally change. Christine, what are we going to add?
I was just going to say it's the variable that controls the other one, so it steadily increases, and the other one alters depending on where it is.
Okay,
Dependent is responding.
so Christine said that the independent variable is the one that controls the other variable. So if I change this, then this one will change in response. Right? So let's think about this in terms of math. What can we say independent? Instead of using that word manipulate, what can we say?
Changes.
So the independent variable, we can't say changes because they both change, is the variable
That manipulates all these.
That alters.
that, because we all agree it changes, right?
Alters.
Yeah, the x variable, the independent variable change, right? The independent variable is the variable that
Alters.
is changed by who?
Why did you do your CPU?
It's the variable that's changed by who?
Control.
Us. Right? The mathematician, the scientist, whoever is doing the experiment, the independent variable is the one that's changed by us, right? And what is the dependent variable?
Responding one.
So what does that mean?
The independent changes, that one responds.
Okay, so this is the variable that changes as a result of the change in what?
Independent.
In the independent.
The variable.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now what letter is this usually given? What variable is this usually given? X. Does it always have to be X?
No.
No. It can be anything that I'm changing, right? What variable is this one? Is it always Y?
No.
No. In your pretest, what was the independent variable? Cookies or time?
Time.
Time was your independent variable, right? That was the one that was changing intentionally, right? Which one changed the result of the time?
Cookies.
The cookies, because the longer the cookies were out, the more people ate them, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now, what axis is always the independent axis?
Horizontal.
What is it?
Horizontal.
The horizontal. Okay. Okay. So this is always the horizontal axis. Okay. Which one is the dependent? No, don't say the Y.
The line that goes up.
Okay. Listen to what Kevin's saying, David. It's always the vertical axis. Okay. So if I were to make a graph, this right here is my independent axis. And this is my dependent axis. Okay. Now, One other way you can think about too. Has anyone ever seen a sunset before?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sunset's on the
Horizon.
horizon. The horizon looks like this or like this.
Yes.
Horizon goes this way, right? So think about the sunset. The horizon is horizontal across the sun is horizontal across the horizon of the sunset. So that's where the horizontal axis is. So the one that goes this way. Does that make sense? So do you guys remember independent and dependent now?
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're going to need it for tomorrow.
Wait,
Are there any
do
questions?
we write that down?
No. That'd be a good idea.